The trees are different here. That's the first thing I notice as I begin to walk. My parents taught me the names of all the different trees in the backyard of my childhood home in North Carolina, the differences between a red and white oak, how to tell what species of pine was dropping needles on the moss beneath my feet. I should learn the names of the trees here so I can get to know them. As I walk past the parking lot and into the small field at the front of the cemetery, I'm struck by just how little traffic I can hear. I'm suddenly surrounded by birds chirping and the buzzing music of cicadas, with only the faintest rush of highway in the background. I'm drawn to a large magnolia tree, the kind with low, twisting branches that I've always loved climbing. I sit beneath it and just look for a minute, noticing. I think noticing is important, for if we don't notice something, how can we love it? How will we ever care for it? I see a small, light brown cicada shell on the ground next to me, the color of caramelized sugar in the bottom of a pan. And then I see another, and another. As I look, I realize the patch of leaves I'm sitting on is covered with them. I take a closer look at one, noticing the curve of its wings, the faint striations on the back of its shell, the tiny spikes on the ends of its legs. It's incredible. What a gift to be able to see so closely and clearly something that's usually in constant motion. I sketch the shell as best I can and whisper a quiet thank you before I stand up to keep walking. As I walk through the cemetery, I find myself drawn to the lichen and vines covering the gravestones just as much as I am to the stones themselves. I notice the contrast between the orderly rows of gravestones with fences and signs and rectangular patches of neatly clipped grass, and the forest, slowly covering it all with moss and tall wildflowers and climbing leaves. Nature wants to take it over. And she will, with time. She always does. Not without a fight, of course. I'm snapped out of my thinking by the harsh sound of a lawnmower revving its engine several rows ahead of me. Ah well, I suppose it's time to head back.